Hi guys, welcome to Friendship Shaving for this Friday's shave, where I will be comparing two Edwin Jagger razors. I have the 316, very streamlined looking razor. The head design on that reminds me of an old Gillette long combed new or something of that nature. And I'll be comparing that against the DE89. Very different head shape there, but I put them together. There are a lot of similarities between the razors. The DE89 has a serrated guard bar. If it wasn't serrated, it looks to me as if the blade gap would be very similar to the 316. So we shall have a side-by-side shave with both of those razors. I'll be using a soap sample today from Pinnacle Grooming Dream, and Pinnacle Grooming based in the northwest of England. Got some soap on my vintage brush today, my vintage mohawk, and we'll put some of that straight on my face. Now this soap smells very pleasant indeed when I first put my nose into it. It is it's become more floral as I was working the soap in the bowl. The scent notes are honeysuckle, water lily, magnolia, mandarin, peach, lemon, jasmine, rose and vanilla. So very definitely a floral and citrus soap with the vanilla to sort of even it all out a little bit. Very pleasant. And always with soaps like this that smell very different to how you imagine. And I was slightly surprised when I read the scent notes that there was so much floral notes to it. Now I'm just going to add a drop of water to this. It's a little bit thick in my bowl. So there we are, we're ready to go. I've got two razor blades on their second use today. And I've got some rainbow blades from the Lord Company, made in Egypt. And it says here they are super class blades. So we'll put those in there. Now, just as I start, I should say that I have always thought, without any real proof, that the DE89 would be a less aggressive razor than the 316. I would say that that is kind of common knowledge. Whether I'm right or wrong, I do not know, but that's the impression that I've got when looking online about such things. I do like both razors very much. So how will they shave put up against each other now? That is the question, and some of you may get a little surprised with this video. So we've started with the DE89, and we're just going to swap over now to the 316. And you know, they feel almost identical. Minimal blade feel in both the blade feels the same in each razor. They really are very close. Much closer than I imagined, and I had a little hint of this in the week when I received in the comments section a comment from a gentleman who said that he gets a better shave with the DE89. And that was really the first inclination I had that perhaps the DE89 is not less aggressive than the 316. Now these blades are not brilliant in either razor, but they're not bad. Certainly I think you could pick a better blade for each razor, but they do feel the same in each razor. There we are, a very easy first pass. Trying to keep the razors separate so I keep them on the right side. And of course I've done this shave in the week already, but feeling side by side, which is something I didn't do earlier in the week, on that first pass they are no different. I can't feel any difference between the sides. That is a real surprise to me. So it will be very interesting as we go on with the razors in Kevy's cache. Thank you, Kevy, for lending me your razors. It will be very interesting to try the Moolah Rocker up against the Moolah R89 at some point. I'm definitely getting more florality now with this soap. Which is very nice. It's a little more floral than I perhaps normally go with. Especially with, there's some quite strong smelling florals in there, like honeysuckle and jasmine particularly. And I suppose the magnolia. Right, there we are. So we'll keep same razor on the same side as before. And I'll just do my usual, my second pass. Now I've got absolutely no blade feel here. With the DE89 on that second pass. It's always a lot smoother. And there we are, very easy with the DE89. I love this, is it 6 or 8? 6 or 8, it'll be an 8-sided handle, an octagonal shaped handle. I would have thought that it would be slippy, but it's not at all. So of course the DE89 is a chrome plated zinc alloy razor. Very nice. And the 316 is a little bit thinner handle, definitely more streamlined in the head, very nice as well. And again, I've got absolutely no blade feel at all. Perhaps the 316 is making a little bit more noise, perhaps it's singing a little bit more. As it just catches some of those hairs that are left behind on the first pass. The shave angle on both razors is very easy to find, and well, it feels the same. Obviously, without measuring it properly, I couldn't say, but it feels the same. They are very, very similar to shave with. Now, okay, so I would say that the hair on my right side of my face, perhaps going against the grain, is a very little bit shorter than the hair on the left side of my face where I was shaving with the 316, but it is the minutest difference, and that could just be down to my hair growing slightly differently. So don't take too much heed from that. Certainly there's no great differences between the two razors here, which I find unbelievable. I have always thought that the 316 was the more effective razor, shall we say. I think my thoughts previous to this shave were, you know, that the DE89 would be more suited to a beginner. And the 316 perhaps a little step up from that. Well, judging on this shave, that's not right at all. So we'll go against the grain now as the final test. And we'll go nice and slowly. Against the grain. I picked these rainbow blades up just because they were the first ones there on top of the bowl that I have, and I've got to say there are definitely better blades for these razors. one side done. One thing I do like about the 316, because it is a little bit heavier, the knurling is really deep on this. I mean, that really is not going to slip anywhere. Very nice. Well, they're both very nice looking razors. Yeah, I would say that, again, they feel very, very similar indeed. There are a couple of bits down here where the 316 feels a little bit smoother, but I know my hair grows different in a different direction here than it does here, so that could be most likely because of that. Oh yeah, that feels just the same. And as I said, I'm now having a good shave, but yeah, these rainbow blades are not working so well in the Edwin Jagger. I thought they might improve a little bit with a second use, but they haven't. They're not a bad blade. I've just used better. We've all been there, haven't we? There we are. So that is the side-by-side shave. I've missed the same bits on each side. A little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. The usual little spots. Everything else is a perfect shave. To my mind, guys, the shave is identical. Absolutely identical. So there we are. Make of that what you will. I'd love to read your comments on this. That's thrown out the window everything that I thought I knew about both razors, which is why it's great to have them both in my den to be able to do a little compare and contrast between them. A very, very, very nice shave indeed. Now I'm going to use today, here we go, I'm going to use something a little bit floral and a little bit of citrus to go with that Dream soap. I will be smelling like a tart's handbag. There we are, I've got my bergamotto and neroli. We'll put a little splash of that on. Oh, that's a nice scent, mind. And there we are, that is my shave. So I suppose really, as there is no obvious, for me anyway, your mileage may indeed vary, but as there is no real obvious difference in the shave between the two, I guess your choice comes down to cost. The DE89 is the cheaper razor, and indeed I got mine recently from eBay for a very good price indeed. And I guess the other thing is whether you prefer a stainless steel razor, which is going to be a little bit heavier. They are slightly different in that there is a little more resistance across the face with a stainless steel razor. You guys that have got stainless razors will be aware of that, but the chrome plated razor seems to slide a little bit easier across the face. But there we are. They are the two razors. Thank you for joining me today on what has been an interesting week, discovering if there were or not any differences between the 316 and the DE89, both 100% made in Britain by Edwin Jagger. Thanks for being part of my show. I'll see you very soon. All the best now. Bye bye.